All right, y'all. So I saw a really cool video by my buddy David the Good, and he was talking about using plastic barrels in your greenhouse as a heat sink to extend your growing season. And last year I used a propane heater and it worked very well, but it used an enormous amount of propane. This is a 20 by 40 greenhouse. I do have some citrus in here. I have a VPE, I have a variegated VPE down there. I have a tropical pomegranate, and I'm going to continue, if I can solve the riddle of keeping this thing temperate, I'm going to continue to expand, probably with more citrus. I have a decent sized moringa that I'm going to plant in the spring. I want to plant it now, but I know that it wouldn't survive if I planted it right now. So, so I knew it was going to get really cold, and I found a guy with plastic barrels. My intention was to pick up the plastic barrels and paint them black. Well, to my surprise, when I got there, he's like, oh, I actually have barrels, and these barrels one had glycerin in it. These other ones had auto laundry soap in it. So everything's like non-toxic, but I'm not watering out these barrels. These barrels are exclusively, I put the water in it, I put the lid on it. 2 nights in a row, we've been below 28, so it's been very cold. When in the world did these things? Yesterday afternoon, I went and got these. I got them in here, I filled them up, and I shot the temperature. So it was 40 degrees this morning. It's going to be warmer today. So it was 40 degrees this morning when I came out. It's already 80 in the greenhouse, and it's 11 o'clock now. It's 80 in here. Well, 2 hours ago, I come in here and I shoot these barrels. Last night, after the sun went down, I shot the barrels.
What are you shooting them with?
I'm shooting them with like a little infrared. I'm shooting it with a little infrared heat gun. And what you'll notice is, and this is what's really cool about the whole process, because you'll notice that the warmest temperature is at the top because the warmest water rises to the top, and we're collecting heat from the top as well. So what was really neat is yesterday at 4 o'clock, the sun went down. These barrels at the top they were all equally right at about 61 degrees, even the blue barrel. I was curious to see how much warmer the black barrel was with the blue barrel, because I mean, I'll paint that black if it helps. But so all 4 of these barrels were right around between 60 and 61 degrees. Now here's what's really cool about the barrels. You know, at the bottom, they're a minimum of 10 degrees colder. Now this is what's really awesome about the barrels, because not only will these barrels moderate the heat in the wintertime, so they'll extend and they'll passively extend heat to the greenhouse, but in the summertime, they'll actively absorb heat. So they're an effective heat sink. These barrels were $20 a piece. So I got 80 bucks here, and 50 gallons of water in each barrel. And so that's why I've kind of huddled the trees, that the bigger trees that I'm still trying to grow out. They're just not big enough to grow in the ground. And then the tropical ones will probably never be in the ground. This is a Parfianca. So this is like zone 8 or 9. This VPE is absolutely tropical. That'll never be in the ground. And that thing's just going gangbusters. Well, I put it next to the heat sink, y'all. And so this will do 2 things. It's going to keep it warmer in the winter. It'll keep it cooler in the summer. So when the greenhouse is excruciatingly hot, the lower parts of the barrel, these barrels will circulate and they'll absorb the excess heat. So this is a really cool system. This is going to be a test run. I decided, for the sake of testing, I'd kind of put them together here a little bit rather than space them out. If this works successfully over the next couple weeks, I'll probably get 4 or more and put them on the other wall. But this could be a serious game changer. It's incredibly inexpensive. Another experiment I want to try, I don't know if I'm going to do it now, is with my rooting pots, you know, heat at the base will promote root growth. So the other thing I'm thinking about doing is taking my rooting racks and putting them on top of here to transfer heat. Because these,
shoot the top
this is, I think, right around 90 degrees right now. Let's see. The sun, they're at 80 right now because the sun went behind the clouds. But you can see as soon as the sun comes back out, I mean, they'll go to 90. So if I put my rooting, in theory, which I could, if I wanted to take the time and transfer them, like I could do it right now. Like I could just, and I probably will. But that's what's really neat. I mean, it got very cold in here last night. All these buds are still very green. So there's no, I will show you, I'll show you the other ones where you can see some really slight signs of, before I had the barrels in here, the night before it was very cold, and you can see where the frostbite just started getting to this one and this one. Since the barrels are in here, that has completely subsided, because normally what will happen is 2 cold nights in a row, that would be dead. So the barrels, we're only talking about 4 barrels, y'all. So if I just put them there, the heat transfer will promote the root growth. And so this is like a super duper game changer here for the greenhouse. It's very exciting, incredibly inexpensive, totally passive, and just uses the power of the sun. And this is like real solar stuff. All right, so the boys bought this new work trailer. They've been landing lots of construction work, and James wanted a place to organize all his pack outs and everything. So they drove to Texarkana. They got a great deal, smoking deal on this trailer. And they were like, oh, we got a surprise for you. And it's free. And so when they got home, we opened up the trailer and they had all of this yard waste. So we're going to be putting this, we're going to be mulching the back food forest. The best time of year to plant your trees is right now. And
pine needles and all types of cool stuff.
Yep, we got lots of a mixed bag, literally. And so I'm going to show you what we're doing with these trees I just planted. I just probably planted 5 or 6 trees in the back here. My left arm, I'll be able to carry one. I'm not going to be able to carry 2. Yep. All right, so come on in the back and I'll show them where I planted these new trees. All right, so this is some more of our gray water. And so I've strategically planted these on the edge, so with the hopes that these will all be passively watered. You know, you don't want them too close to water. You don't want them to have wet feet, but you want them to be able to send their roots out to get a drink. And then that way.
And then tell them about the problem that we were having with the Texas weeds.
Yeah, and you know, where on this side, that side of the food forest is like 5 or 6 years old. So you can see the trees, the canopy suppresses the weeds. Over here where the trees are younger, we just had like 8-foot tall Texas weeds. So what I'm doing this time is I'm going to continuously mulch. And we still have quite a bit of mixed tree trimming mulch too as well. But I have so much leaves. And the other really cool thing is this back food forest is fenced in with chicken wire, so these leaves will stay in here. It's not like they'll fly all over the yard. The other thing that the leaves will do is they'll just do a great job of insulating the base and the roots of the tree. So even if the top If it gets real cold, the base will stay warm. This will add all this different aerobic activity. We'll have lots of awesome stuff going on under the cardboard, and the leaves will hold the moisture there to generate even more activity. And like I said, it'll keep the base warm. Come springtime, we'll dress that back and probably go back with mulch. And maybe even, we might even dump some mulch on top of this before everything, before everything is said and done. But it looks like a bag of tree, and I'll be able to dress these new trees and probably even do all the other small trees on this side with the bags that we have.
That's great.
And it's free, and it doesn't go in a landfill. These were in plastic bags. These were gonna go in a landfill for forever, for hundreds of years inside a plastic bag.
All the work was already done for us.
Yep, somebody did all the gathering, and then we just dumped it back out. And now it's gonna do what it was designed to do, what it was created to do. And then this tree is gonna grow and be fruitful and multiply. And that's a Maui mulberry. That's a white Pakistani.